can't hear you. I don't know if we can.
Slasher movie club
There you
time. Sorry
go.
about that. Welcome to the channel. Coriander, it's time to get
Hey.
down to brass tacks, as we usually say. And we're
Yeah.
going to be talking about 2003's High Tension. Can't
Hmm.
wait. Can't wait. Let's see who we have in the chat and let's get going on this thing, man. Let's get going. Let's see. And I know we've got some of the usual suspects. We got Val, the
Nice.
general,
All
in
right.
the chat. And again, giving
Hello.
giving everybody the rules, man. She knows what the rules are and she will let you know. And you guys know what you're supposed to do. Because if you don't do it, this is what's gonna happen to you.
Oh, well, that's it, isn't it? It's over! You motherfucker!
That's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
And what's going on to Brandon? Brandon's in the chat saying I shared the link out
Hey.
earlier. You're all right.
Nice.
You're all right. And
Right?
also, special thanks because we have brand new Patreon members within the last
Oh,
month.
awesome.
We've got Val, we've got Brandon, we've got Omni,
Nice.
we've got Jason. It, it
Oh,
it's
that's
it's been
awesome.
it's been literally crazy, and we really
Thank
appreciate the
you
support
guys.
from
Yeah.
you guys, as well as our old time favorites, part of the inner committee. I'm talking about Mr. Dan and Horror. What's up?
All right.
What's up? And always thank you for your support, Dan, for you, and also
Mm-hmm.
Ginger Ninja and Neil. You guys rock.
Yeah.
Saying this is the first movie this year I haven't watched or rewatched for SMC. All right.
Oh,
Okay. Very cool. Val saying I had a great time watching the movie with you guys last night. That was a creepy but good movie, right?
yeah, it
I know.
was.
I know it
I was
was.
surprised by that. I'd never, I knew it was a Stephen King movie, but I'd never really heard anything of it. And yeah,
Right.
man,
I
that was
know,
really
man.
good.
It was fun. Val
Yeah.
said, "What, Dan? You're slacking." You're right. Dan
Oh,
watches so many movies. He's allowed to have some time off, right?
it's okay, right?
It's all good. Let's
Yeah.
see who else we have in here. Polar's in the chat. What's up, Polar? Good to see
Hello.
you. Hope you're doing well. And there he is, our buddy Neil from Neon Black
All right.
Reviews. Said all I remember from Raw was some guy with his arm up a cow's ass. What? You guys are talking about Raw?
What the hell? What the hell is raw, man?
I
That's
haven't
pretty
seen it.
rank if you
Yeah,
ask me.
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, and I think I'm caught up with everyone. We got Katie. Katie's in the chat too. What's up,
Oh,
Katie?
hey.
Pop the popcorn. All right.
Nice.
And Chuck's in the chat. What's
Hello.
going on? Good to see you, Chuck. Gina as well. All right.
Hi.
Saying I'll catch the replay. Got a migraine attack going on at the moment. Love
Oh
to
no.
all. We hope you feel
Hey,
better.
my youngest gets migraines, and her doctor, I don't know if this works for you, how bad it is, but she said take a Tylenol and an ibuprofen together. So if you've never tried that, try
At your risk.
it. Right?
Well, I'm just saying, because if
Well,
it
it's
doesn't work,
Tylenol and
Coriander said it.
ibuprofen.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Jeez.
Uh, we got our good buddy Steve is in the chat, craving
Oh,
something scary
hey,
himself. What's up,
nice.
brother? What's up,
Hello,
brother?
Stephen.
Love you, bro. Love
Awesome,
you. Melissa
right?
as well in the chat. All right.
Oh,
You guys are
nice.
all right. All right. And for anyone else popping in, let us know and we'll definitely try to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much for jumping in. Skull Crusher as well, saying I love High Tension, such a great movie. I remember seeing it in the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah. Yeah. Well, let's start off with this thing. I saw this movie in the theater twice. So when I heard that we were going to do this movie, I was pumped. You know that.
Yeah.
Um, Coriander, obviously, there's a lot to say about this movie. We're going to start
Hmm.
in non-spoiler territory. This movie is from 2003, so it's been around for a while, but
Hmm.
still, we want to make sure that people that have not seen it, that they get a chance to just hear our opening thoughts. What were you thinking in the beginning of this movie, or anything that you want to comment on as far as the atmosphere or anything?
Well, I mean, come on, it starts out with this chick who's hurt running through the woods, and you're like,
That's right.
what the hell's going on? Like, I instantly got like Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and the next thing you know, yeah, it turns out to be a dream, and she wakes up and her buddy's driving, and yeah, they go into her friend's farmhouse. So I
Yeah.
love the beginning. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. The opening is just really the basic premise is that you have two friends, college friends, that are going to be spending a weekend at a remote place, farmhouse
Hmm.
type of place. And there's a home invasion. That's basically the
Yeah.
premise of this movie. It is simple,
Yep.
it is lean and mean. Um,
Hmm.
the atmosphere of this movie to me is absolutely, it's undeniably fantastic. Seeing this in the
Yeah.
theater too, like obviously I've seen it many times since then, and
See,
obviously
I wish I saw it in the theaters. I didn't
yeah,
see it till it came out on DVD.
seeing it in the theaters was
Yeah,
such a treat, man. I mean, this movie
I
has
bet.
so much atmosphere. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me was you've got the situation where they're hanging out, and again, they're just two friends, and it's
Hmm.
supposed to be one of those weekends where they're catching up on some studying, and then there is a home invasion. And
Yeah.
for me, first of all, they're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. This place
Yep.
doesn't even exist on the planet. That's how remote they are. It is absolutely
Right?
crazy. Um, and before anything else happens, we are introduced to this character who turns out to be the antagonist of the movie. First of all, if you're not getting Jeepers Creepers vibes on this vehicle, then I don't know what to
Yeah.
say to you, because you already knew this guy was bad news
It's
before anything else
nasty.
happened. And
Yeah,
so
man.
and so the first thing that really gets me is the atmosphere, even the musical score. It's very, very it's trippy, to say the
Yeah.
least. It's a trippy musical score. But let's talk about the invasion scene, because that's basically where this movie starts to hit the ground and it's running. And this is still the invasion scene itself is like within the first like 15 minutes of the film easily. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts on the invasion scene, how that all played out?
It's like, oh man. Yeah. Because you saw when you first saw him and he dropped that head out, of his van that,
Yeah,
oh man, that this isn't good.
right.
And yeah, I mean, the father, like you said, he just opened the door without like, who is it? What do you want?
Mhm.
He just opened it and his mistake
Mhm.
because he got like clocked and yeah,
Yeah, he
the
did.
guy got in and goodbye. I mean, it was brutal. It was great.
Mhm.
This movie, the brutality, everything. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
This is a really good movie.
It is, man, and everyone in the
Yeah.
house, here's the thing. This is Alex. It's basically Alex
Hmm.
and Marie. They're the two friends. Marie
Hmm.
is the focal point, but Alex is asleep, and I love the way how when this invasion starts happening, she has a mother, a father, and a younger brother. She
Hmm.
has she has earbuds, for sleeping, so she couldn't hear anything that was going
Yeah.
on. And you have this scene, one of the first scenes that really gets you is the attack on the father. And,
Hmm.
without getting into a whole lot of detail, I mean, it is gory as hell.
It's
It is,
yeah, it's like you thought Michael Myers was bad with stairs.
yeah.
Nah,
Good
nah.
point. Yes,
Yeah,
that kill on
yeah,
Cameron and Halloween Kills.
yep.
This this is worse.
Right?
Literally.
Yes.
Literally. Um so anyways, so the attack happens, and another scene that was really, really gut wrenching is the scene where you have the mother. First of all, the attacker, he's in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
and Marie was all the way on the top floor. So
Yeah.
when stuff started going on, she was the furthest away from the action. So she was
Hmm.
trying to hide. There were several scenes where she's hiding, and
She tried using the phone,
she tried using
moving
the
that heavy
phone.
piece of furniture.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of great, I mean, not to play around with the words, but it was a lot of tension in this movie right
Yeah.
from the
It was
beginning.
it was yeah, it was really, really good.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, absolutely. Let me let me just catch up to the chat because I know we got a lot of stuff to unpack. We really, really do. Um, Katie's saying I have to check out this movie.
Oh
Yes,
God, yes. If you have
yes, yes,
Katie,
yes.
if you
And we, I
haven't
mean,
seen it, you do it and please let us know because yes.
yes, yeah.
Ah, I'm excited for you. That's cool.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Michael's in the chat as well. What's up, Michael? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Neil. Some guy in a van banging on your door late at night is annoying, but it's nothing to lose your head over. Exactly. Exactly, Neil. Oh
Eh,
my God. Nathan's in
yeah.
the chat saying, hey guys, haven't seen this and have been wanting to check this out. So I just wanted to pop in
Oh,
and leave a like and say hello to everyone. All right. Thanks so
nice.
much,
Let
man.
us
We
know if you
appreciate it.
liked it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Enjoy because it's really good.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Entertainment Hell's in the chat saying, I get same vibes from this movie. Jeepers Creepers was made by an abuser, so bad people making not okay movies really does feel like it's one in the same. Yeah, well, Jeepers Creepers definitely. Mm, all the controversy aside, movie wise, I still think it's a great movie. But yeah, it was a horrible situation, no doubt about that. And Val reminding people, please hit the like button. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Bullets in the chat. First time I watched this, I almost spit
Hey.
my drink out with the staircase death scene. That overhead shot was amazingly disturbing. Yes, I
Yeah.
absolutely agree.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
It was great.
yep.
Mhm.
And Steven saying he's never seen this movie. Man, I'm telling
Oh,
you.
oh,
He says
dude,
movie
we
watch
need to
party
do
night.
like a private watch party. Yes. Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Right? Man, this
Yep.
movie will definitely it's a lot of oohs and ahs that will happen in this movie,
Yes. I
man.
was even
No doubt.
thinking of you, Steven, when we were watching this, thinking, oh my God, to see, oh my God, yes,
Yeah.
yes, we got to
Yeah.
do that. Oh my God.
All right,
Okay, go
Corey.
ahead.
All right. So, so with this home invasion, here's the worst part about it is that,
Oh, and
you've got
Steven, oh my God, I'm sorry, Night.
go
If
ahead.
you're still in the stream, honestly, leave. Leave if you don't know
Well,
any, if you know, like, I don't know how much you know about this movie, but
we're
man,
not in the
don't,
spoilers yet.
well,
Let
still, he should just, not know much if he doesn't know anything.
Well, that's true
Just
of anything,
saying, just
but we're
saying.
starting with the non. Let me explain something. So let's back up for a second. We're talking about the non-spoiler stuff right now. The home
Kinda,
invasion. Well, let me finish.
yes.
Home invasion is in the trailer. I knew that going into the movie. Okay,
But did you
but
know about the
well,
dad's death scene?
yeah, they
Did
showed
they
that in
show
the.
that in the trailer?
Well, they didn't show the whole. Listen, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
The
Well,
home
okay.
invasion is in the trailer. So when I went to go see
Okay.
this in the theater, I already knew
Mm,
that there was going to be a home invasion, and you just figure it's
yeah.
going to be something that's really graphic. It's a lot more
Yeah.
graphic than what I thought, but that
Hmm.
is in the trailer, so I knew that, and I thought that the whole movie was the home invasion, but it is not. So we're not into
Yeah.
spoilers, what I consider spoilers yet. So we're just talking
Well,
about the
I
home
think we
invasion, which
are.
is well, it's still the first 15 minutes of the movie.
I
So
know. Well,
let me
I know. Well, it starts right off, man. You
I
even
know,
said
but
it. It starts right
it
off.
does. It
And
really,
I'm just
really
thinking of
does.
Steven and all you other people who have no clue what this movie. I don't know if like I don't know if Steven knows what this is about, but I'm just saying if
Okay.
you really don't know, honestly,
All right.
honestly.
But we got to talk about this. So
Yes.
anyways,
Yes.
Craven said, "Okay, I will save it for the watch party."
Awesome. Good for
Okay.
you. Yes. All right.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Go ahead.
Polar saying going in blind is the best way. I do agree. I do agree with that. Um Steven saying you two crack me up. I know, man. I'm trying to get through this thing, man. It's
I'm
like, what's going on?
sorry.
Jeez.
Okay, I'm
All right. So
sorry.
listen,
Go.
listen. Here's the thing. The home invasion
Yeah, man.
happens. What I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know about was the fact that when the killer goes into the house, he doesn't kill everyone. Okay. He
Yeah.
doesn't kill Alex. He actually takes Alex as a prisoner,
Yeah.
kidnaps her. So
Yep.
really, the whole movie is about Marie trying to save Alex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're into, more stuff that they didn't really show in the trailer. In other words, when I went to the theater, this is when it really opened up for me as far as, oh my gosh, the movie isn't what I thought it was. So
Mm-hmm.
you have this movie with Marie trying to save her friend, her best friend. She actually stows away onto the truck with Alex. There's a lot of
Yep.
tension because they don't know where they're going, and it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. The tension is thick, and the killer is
It's
just
nasty.
he has no remorse. He
Yeah, and
actually
he's
has no remorse.
dirty and nasty, and I bet he just is so smelly and ugh. It's just gross, man.
All right, man.
I'm
What
sorry.
is going on? We got two boys in the chat. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Ed Harris in the chat as well.
Nice.
No spoilers is the best way. Hey, Night and Coriander. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Let's see. And Kay's in the chat too. What's going on? What's going
Nice.
on? All right. So, and we're not into spoilers yet. Okay, but we will talk about it. All right. So listen, she wants to save her friend.
Mm-hmm.
The whole movie is about her journey to save her friend. One of the scenes that was really, really amazing was at the gas station scene. That was a
Yeah.
big scene for me
Yep.
because she actually got out of the van hoping to get help
Mm-hmm.
for Alex. And when the killer is pumping the gas and you see the meter going and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it was just tense, man. It was absolutely tense. And it was a great scene because now you have the gas station attendant that's involved with it too. So that was a great
Yep.
scene. Very, very crazy what
Mm-hmm.
happens. So let's do this. I want to catch up to the chat, and then we are going to start to get into spoiler territory. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um Melissa's saying if it's a foreign movie, then it's gotta suck. No, there's a lot of great
No.
foreign. There's a lot of
Oh
great.
God,
Melissa,
yeah.
come on. You've been watching a bunch of our slasher movie club episodes. We've done a whole bunch of foreign movies that have been good on this
Dang,
channel.
yeah,
A lot of them are good.
yeah.
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 So here's the thing, guys. You have scenes where Marie is being stalked by the killer, like at
Mm-hmm.
the gas station bathroom scene. That was really, really good. There's even a
Yep.
car chase. A lot of stuff is happening. We're gonna get to the final act, the last third of the movie. So if you have not seen this movie and you do not want to be spoiled, now is the time to exit the chat.
Yeah.
And both of us,
Don't
obviously,
forget to hit the
Coriander.
like button,
Yeah, hit the
and
like
we
button.
will
Uh,
see you next week.
Obviously, Coriander is very passionate about the spoilers, but I am too. I definitely think this is a movie that you should go in blind. You really, really should.
Yeah.
So, um, if you don't want to know what the spoiler is, we're giving you a couple seconds to jump off because yeah, this is the time. This is the time to do it.
Yep.
And I want to make sure I catch up to the chat too. Just make sure
Yep.
we figure this out. Bullet saying could easily reel off a dozen excellent foreign horror films. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, you got anyone that's been on this channel long enough, you guys definitely should have an open mind. If not, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why you still watch because we talk about a lot of foreign horror. We really do.
Yeah.
But also a whole bunch of other types of movies, all different genres and not just
I've
horror.
seen a lot of foreign horror, so
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. And I want to make sure I want to make sure I catch up to everyone here. and Two Boys. Yep. Okay. Life is better without French R. I don't know, man. I don't know. Two Boys talking about The Ritual. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Miss C's in the chat saying, I don't think I saw this one. We'll try and find it streaming. It's a good
Ooh,
one.
nice.
This is
Yeah.
called High Tension, which I have
Yeah.
in the title, from
Yep.
2003. And just to back up, this was directed by the director of The Hills Have Eyes remake. He also directed Horns and Crawl, Alexandra And anyways, so I think he has a really good style. He
Hmm.
definitely has a style that is very reminiscent of like TCM and things like that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, and Val, thank you for reminding folks about our Wednesday night episode, where we're
Yeah.
going to continue our journey
Yep.
into the Nightmare franchise with part 5.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into this a little bit.
All right.
In the finale, we have this huge confrontation between the
Hmm.
killer and Marie. And it's
Yep.
also in the trailer, little bits of it. But it's that
Hmm.
fantastic scene where she takes this 2x4 and she wraps it up in like barbed
Yes.
wire. And
Yep.
she literally just goes toe to toe with this guy. It's a fantastic scene. It's a fantastic fight. And the point I want to
Hmm.
get to is that Marie shows herself to be she's a great final girl. I'm talking like
She's tough, man.
Ripley level final girl.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's a lot of cool stuff. So all of that is happening, right? She finally overcomes the killer.
Hmm.
And supposedly, like they always say in Scream, the killer always comes back. And then she goes into the van to rescue Alex.
But
And
before
all
all this, right? Right? The cops are looking at the tape
well,
and we see.
I was gonna get to
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I
So
was
I'll
gonna get
let
to
you.
that. So she goes to rescue Alex, and then all of a sudden Alex is acting really, really weird. And then they do cut to that scene where Marie had called the cops at the gas station asking for help. And the cops finally get there, but this is long after that the killer and Marie, they're gone, because she was still chasing the killer at that point. And they look on the tape, and the tape is showing something totally different than what we've seen in the movie. So
Hmm.
spoilers are coming right now.
Hmm.
The twist of this movie at the end, the reason that Alex is acting so weird when Marie rescues her from the back of the van, because we
Yeah.
find out that Marie is the killer.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is where it gets really, really weird. It gets
Yep.
really, really weird because
You
then
just
you
realize
backtrack.
how messed up this chick is.
That's right.
She's just
That's right.
crazy. She's
She's
obviously
absolutely
very
crazy.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically like split personality shit going on. It's
Totally.
it's absolutely
Yep.
yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Real quick too in the chat, Ed was saying, and this is a great list: Martyrs, Live It, Inside, All Rock. It's the US remakes that suck. Yeah, Night. That's what I like about the Nightwatch Zone. You cover it all. Exactly. Thank you so much, Ed. We appreciate that. We really do,
Yeah.
because that's something that's really
We like it
special to
all,
us.
Yeah.
We could sit here and we could talk about the same movie all the time, every time. We could do that, but we don't want to do that. So,
Right?
that's why we watch a lot of movies. Let me also just say this too. This is actually changing into something a little bit different. But we also watch a lot of movies that we've never seen. I know a lot of times
Hmm.
people will come into the chat like Miss C. She said she hasn't seen this movie. Um, we do that all the time, especially in this
Hmm.
series. We watch movies that we've never seen, and then it's a question of, do we like it or not? You know,
Yeah.
but keeping an open mind, because we've been horror fans since the '80s, but and I'm
Yeah.
not speaking for
Well,
Coriander. I'm
me,
speaking for myself,
the
but
90s. Yeah.
but
Early,
I've
like mid 90s.
but I've seen thousands of movies, and there's still a
Yeah.
lot that I haven't seen. So, anyways,
Yeah.
the long story.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Miss C said I'm muting my volume so I can't hear the spoilers. Oh wow.
Good. Oh,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
good. Nice.
Okay. All right. Um So anyways, so that's the twist. The twist is
Hmm.
that our protagonist is the killer. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that have issue or don't have it's a very divisive ending. Coriander, I'm going to start
Hmm.
with you. Now we can now we can talk. What do you think of the ending or the
Oh man,
twist, I should say?
when I first saw this movie, it was like, what? It was
Yeah.
like, oh man, it was a jaw-dropping moment. And
Mhm.
I love the ending, you know. It was something that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, this chick is, yeah, messed up. I would
Yeah.
not want her obsessed with me because holy shit, you know, my her that girls, all her family, you know, what she did to her little brother, it's like, oh
Mhm.
my God, she is like, yeah, wow. Anyway, I loved the ending. It was
All right.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, for me, and we've got a couple people here that are divisive about the twist. To me, it is um, it is I can understand why it's a divisive twist. But I'm okay with it. And when I first saw it in the theater, it totally just messed me up. It totally messed me up.
I'm sure.
Paul, Polar said someone in the audience yelled "Shut the f up" at the ending. Never forgot that. Yeah, it's
Nice.
crazy, man. When I was in the theater, and I've seen it twice. I saw it twice in the theater. Um, I had some people like going gasping, like "What?" Oh, and again, some people they also to my in my opinion some people overthink the twist too much because then they sit there and they say, well, how did this happen, how did that happen, how did this happen? The beginning of the movie showed you with Marie already apprehended. She had
Hmm.
the scars, she was sitting there talking to herself and talking about, I'm not going to let anyone come between us and all that type of stuff. And the way I look at this movie, this movie is her recount of what happened. And the fact that we have the killer, the quote unquote the killer, that's her that's her psyche, you know, split personality. That's what she
Yeah.
saw. It's kind of like a way that
Hmm.
she could defend herself from what she did. And there's a lot of clues throughout the movie of her doing that, of her struggling like this yin and yang going back and forth. And I'm really tempted, and I probably will do an actual video, kind of specifically talking about those little moments, those little clues, parts where she was seeing, quote unquote, seeing some of the killings happening, and she would be in the dark, just like so, as if to
Yeah. In
say,
the
as if
closet, you know.
well, that too, but like this, she was
Hmm.
in the hallway seeing what was going on, seeing Alex being taken away. And as she was seeing it, she faded backwards into the dark, as if to say that that part of her personality was gone for the moment, and the killer side was going to be dominant. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So I think there were a lot of little moments in the movie that showed that. So that's the way I looked at it. I looked at it like this movie is basically her fractured mind trying to make sense of what happened. Because at the end of the day, she loves Alex. She's obsessed with Alex.
Too much.
And
Yeah.
well, yeah, absolutely. Real quick too in the chat, let me just get back here. Val, thank you so much. Putting the link to our Patreon. We got quite a few Patreon members
Nice.
in the chat right now. If you would like to help support us, we would love it. Some of you guys are channel members. We don't have the memberships right now. We're still working on that, so it's kind of a bummer. But if you'd like to help support us, you can hit the link that Val's put into the chat. Join our Patreon.
Yeah.
And we still do a lot of great things. And last night, actually, we had a private watch party. So, um, Melissa saying not really a big fan of 70s movies. Okay. All right. She loves 80s
Oh,
movies. Gotcha.
that's yeah, that 80s movies are great, but there's some really good 70s movies too. You
Agreed.
know, you should
Agreed.
give a
And
couple a chance and maybe you might change your mind.
yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which, we also have been working on our horror madness bracket, and we started with the 80s wing yesterday, and we're going to be
Yeah.
continuing that. So keep a
That
lookout on
was
that. But
fun.
we will be
Yeah.
talking about the 70s as well. Um, RMJ's in the chat. What's up, man? Saying I love this movie up until the twist. It's grim,
Mm,
unrelenting, and nasty, but the twist nearly sinks the whole film. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that feel that way. The way I look at it too is because one of my best friends. This is one thing I want to start to talk about as we end up things. One of my best friends kind of felt the same way. Said, "Oh man, I just didn't dig the ending." But I said to him, I said,
mm,
"Well, if you liked 95% of it as much as he did, because he thought the atmosphere was great, the kills were
mhm,
great, the practical effects were great, the tension, the music, the cinematography as well. I want to say cinematography was great. A lot of shots like this scene here, close-ups of Marie and other characters, and it just gives you a sense that you're in the friggin' movie with them, which is creepy.
mhm.
Like this movie is literally creepy. Watching it again, it reminded me how creeped out I get from this movie. Um,
Yeah.
but the way I look at it is, if you're on board with that many elements of the film, and then you got the ending that is kind of not your cup of tea, there's still a lot to enjoy with this movie. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It is a divisive ending though, because like I said, I do have friends that are really not on board with it, and friends that are.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. Um, Let's see. Ed was saying they said this movie was about her destroying the nuclear family, Marie being a supposed lesbian loving Alex. Not sure if I can go that deep. Yeah, I don't know about that either. I just think you have this person who is infatuated with this other person, and she's ill, and she has, you know, a split personality, one being the killer, and that is what boom, you see
Yeah.
in this movie, and this is her recount. You know,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Polar saying been off of YouTube avoiding spoilers. Will sign up night. Oh well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Nice.
We
Yeah.
really appreciate the support.
Mhm.
It really means a lot. It really means a lot. Let's see. Um, and fair points in the chat too. What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So the ending. I'm okay with it. You're saying that you're okay with it as well?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about what we would give this movie as far as for a score. We've got our
Okay.
grading system that we use. We've
Are
got
you gonna?
four.
Okay,
What's
so
that?
you're gonna go through. Okay. No, I go right ahead.
We've got four badges, meaning we think the film is excellent and it's definitely a must see. You've got to
Yep.
check it out, and it's even buy worthy. We've
Yep.
got our three badges, meaning that it's good. We've got our two, meaning to chance it. You take it or leave it. It's okay. If you don't watch it, no big deal. And then we've got the dreaded one badge, which means it's dark territory that you cannot
Mhm.
even watch this movie, that it's that bad.
Wow.
And there's only been a
Wow.
couple that
We
we've
get
given
it.
this. Well, I just want to make sure because we've had some people say,
The stuff, the
listen,
AKAs,
yeah,
the
don't go in the woods
AKAs.
alone, aka Blood Cult,
Yeah.
aka Good Night, God
AKA.
Bless. Those are bad
AKA.
movies.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I just explain that to people, especially folks that have been watching this series through our 70
Right.
something episodes. Okay. So,
They
Coriana, what are we
know.
going to, they
Yes.
know. What are you
Yes.
going to give High Tension for a score?
For me personally, this is a 4. This is one that you need to own. This is, yes,
All right.
a 4
Okay.
badge.
Okay. Look, man, there was no doubt I was going to give this 4. This
Mhm.
movie is such, listen, I haven't seen a movie, it's got so much atmosphere. It's got the gore, it's got the tension, it just feels
Mhm.
like you're transported to another place. And you rarely
Mhm.
get to see that in slashers. You rarely get to
Yeah.
see that in slashers. And this movie is now 20 years old, and there's only a handful.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other night. There's only a handful of movies since then that kind of give you all of these things wrapped up into one. Now, of course, again, the ending and the twist, that's a whole nother story because for some people it quote unquote ruins it for them. But other than that, I think most people will agree this movie is really well done. Great cinematography, great kills,
Yeah.
great gore. It's just a good one. It really, really
Yeah.
is.
I agree.
All right. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. Ronan's in the chat. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Good
Hey.
to see you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to make sure I catch up to everyone. Ed's going with 4. He's going to give it a 4.
Nice.
Dan's going with 3. All right.
Okay.
And Polar.
Mhm.
Polar said 4 out of 5 for me. There you go. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
I was thinking 6, but unfortunately we only have 4, so yes.
Oh my God. I tell you. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that this movie, and I know some people had the mute button on that didn't want to hear the spoilers, but we're done now. But entertainment saying a 0. Wow. I
Okay.
could not disagree more, but that's okay.
Hey,
This
that's your
this
opinion, right?
this movie has definitely got great slasher elements in it, but like I said, everyone's got their opinion.
That's right.
A 0 basically means I couldn't even watch it. Like when I went to the theater, that I would have walked out, and that definitely didn't happen. So, but let's talk about what we're going to check out for next week.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will be an interesting one because we have not seen this movie,
I
and
don't
I've
even know
heard
what
a
it's
lot of
about.
right.
I
I've
haven't
heard a
heard
lot of
anything.
yeah, I've heard a lot about it, but have not had a chance to check it out. Next week we're going to be watching Creep. We're going to be watching Creep, and I think it's available. I think it is on Tubi.
Tubi.
So Tubi
Yeah.
is free. So
Yep.
there is nothing cheaper than free,
Yep.
right? So
Yeah.
that'll be
Yeah.
that'll be what yeah, that'll be what we're going to be checking out for next week's episode. So everyone, if you get a chance, check out Creep. We haven't seen it, so I'm really, really excited to see what all the talk has been about because I've heard some people
Mhm.
talk about it. Not anything
Mm,
spoilerish, but
right.
yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, anyways, for you guys that are hanging out, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Again,
Yeah.
high tension, getting 4 badges from both of us. It's definitely a
Yep.
slasher. If you're a slasher fan, if you're a horror fan, it's definitely a movie you should check out. And whether you like
Mhm.
it or not, that's a different story. But if you're a slasher fan specifically, you get a lot of great slasher elements in this film. You really, really do.
Yeah. It's
And
good.
again, yeah, no, I agree. Melissa's going with 2. And Dan says, "Holy shit, Creep!" Yes, that's what we're doing.
What does holy
Oh my
shit
god,
mean? I don't know what
I
that
don't
means.
know.
If that's like a good holy shit or a bad
I
holy
don't know.
shit. Oh no.
Neil saying Creep is really good, but it's not for everyone. I think we're gonna be finding out.
Okay.
We're
Oh,
gonna be finding out.
interesting.
Ronan saying, "Is Pet Cemetery still happening, or did I miss it?" You did not miss it. We actually have to reschedule, and we have a couple things that we were going to do a little differently with it. So it has not happened yet, but definitely, man, keep an eye on the community tab, and also, Val had put up the link for our Patreon. Ronan, I know you were a channel member. We're having folks going over to our Patreon because we're still doing private watch parties, and we did do Gerald's Game last night,
Yeah.
which is obviously a Stephen King movie directed by Mike Flanagan. It's amazing.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah. Polar saying yes, Creep is my favorite. Really? Wow, that's
Okay.
awesome.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
And Miss C saying Creep was on Netflix. Not sure if it's still on there. Okay. All
Okay.
right. All right. I don't know if it's on there either.
Hmm.
And what's up, Mike? Mark's in the chat. Michael's giving High Tension 3. All right.
Okay.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, we will definitely catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. And yeah,
Yeah.
if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Nightwatch. Peace.
A chich.